guys, and welcome back to another Keska YouTube channel video. I can't be more than happy to announce that we've reached over 400 subscribers over the first month of our creation. As a special reminder to everyone, we started this channel to document my journey as a gap year student running 2 startups. And that's just what I want to do during this video. I've done a day in my life video before, and I've done like a 48-hour journey of recruitment process, but I want to show you guys what a week in my life looks like as a gap year student running 2 startups. Let's get right into it. Throughout this video, I want to be giving anecdotes of my time running this startup. So I'll go over the challenges that I faced, as well as what I've learned from these challenges and now what I'm doing differently going forward. And I want to give these anecdotes because anyone who's interested in taking a gap year, pursuing a startup, or becoming an entrepreneur, I feel that they need to know these concepts and anecdotes before starting, because these are a few aspects that I didn't know when I started, and I really wish I did. Nearly every day, I do try to go to the gym either in the morning or the afternoon. If I do go in the afternoon, I go with my friends who are at Rutgers University and Princeton University. But if I go in the morning, I go with my personal trainer just to go over the basic skills, stay in shape, and feel like I've done something in the morning even before I get to the office. Because having that small win in the beginning of the office day is something that I find is very important in how the rest of the day goes. So if I can help it, I really do try to get in at least one workout each and every day, regardless of what I do. Now that you guys have seen what I do during my first day, Monday, is usually my prep work day. I get to the office and I start working on any old videos that I haven't finished off yet, or start building the new tables that come, the new chairs, setting up for new lesson plans, calling back parents. It's just a makeup day for anything that I did not finish over the weekend or during Friday. Our classes take place on Friday evenings. Usually, I have the time to edit my videos and launch my new YouTube videos for both STRICX and Keska during Fridays. But if I don't, I just take Monday as a time to debrief, think back on what I did last week, come up with new ways to fix the classes, as well as come up with new content material and go forward with the next week. So it's like a planning day.
opportunity to learn what you're trying to do?
Yeah, so we're strict STEM education. We teach students from ages 5 to 16 years old, and we teach them anywhere from electronics to robotics, IoT, computer science to artificial intelligence. We're located at 5 Hour Court in Suite G. It has the STRICX outside. We're gonna change the outside to also say STRICX soon. But yeah, and then the main aspect that we can give that no other STEM program I believe that can provide is that we try to get our students to innovate and come up with unique ideas, and we like to take those ideas and get them student patents. I got my first patent when I was 14 years old, one of the youngest in New Jersey, and I'm trying to get other students to do the same and innovate and get their own patents for their own unique ideas.
That's great. Great. So did you write that? Did you write that or did that come from?
One thing that I've noticed during my gap year is that, especially during those days where I really just have to stay in the office and get things done. For example, on my Tuesdays, I usually spend the entire day coming up with new lesson plans and seeing how I can change the course curriculum to make it better for the students. During these days, I spend 90% of my time in the office. I usually just eat like instant ramen or whatever I have at the office. I really don't go out of the office that much. So during these days is when I really recognize how much I miss being in like a high school environment or even a college environment, because I really don't get to see anyone other than the friends that come every once in a while. So one thing that you have to get used to when starting your first business or doing it during a gap year especially is that you'll be very isolated for a large portion of your day, especially if you're really enthusiastic in what your goal is. The more enthusiastic you are that you will succeed, the less time you really get to spend with your friends and family, and that's one thing to consider before jumping straight into becoming an entrepreneur, investor, or taking a gap year. During this specific free demo session, I realized that parents like to see what our students are doing in real time, which is why I started the STRICX YouTube channel to augment my free demo process. If the parents can see exactly what we teach, how we teach it, and the enthusiasm of our students right now, they're a lot more inclined to signing up their own students, seeing that we have a long track record of guaranteed customers and happy customers, especially our students' anecdotes and they themselves talking to the camera saying about how much they like the program. So one thing I can advise to all new entrepreneurs or new investors or people looking to get into startups is you can offer discounts to your students who are willing to do these free demonstrations or willing to do these testimonials. And hey guys, and welcome back to another STRICX STEM education video. Today I'm joined with Amrit. And today we're going to be talking about 10 questions that most students have about our program. Let's get started.
Hi, so in class we learned about AC and DC motors, and we decided to try to solve a real world problem with what we knew from class. So they assigned us gun violence, and we decided to come up with 3 different levels of threats.
And remember, join STRICX! And you can showcase these testimonials to your new clients. So although you are losing a percentage of your monthly income based on the amount of discount you give for the testimonials, these testimonials have a lot more than you think, and a lot of parents really love to see students creating videos of their own demonstrating what they're doing in these classes. So Wednesdays are usually the days that I do free demos. Free demos can be scheduled on our website, www.strix.us. And through this website, I get calls, messages, and emails every single week about students and new clients wanting to come in for free demos. Since I'm the only one running this full time for 6 days a week, I usually schedule all of my free demos on one day so that I can just knock them out as soon as possible and I can get them to join the upcoming month without putting it off until later. So this Wednesday, I had over 7 free demos. We were able to convert 5 for our upcoming November program. And by doing that, I've sustained a lot more profit than what I did in September, which is really helping STRICX and my YouTube channel Keska grow more than it was ever able to do during the first initial months of this. One new thing that I've started thinking about doing is that when I took my dog Comet to Barker's Lounge, they always give a pamphlet or a card on exactly what Comet has done during his time. So during the morning, Comet was a very happy boy. During the evening, he was a little messy. He didn't eat his food, stuff like that. So the parents and whoever is picking up the dog has a comprehensive idea of what the student learned in the course or learned during that time they were at Barker's Lounge. So I thought I would do a similar thing for our students. So right now I'm working on a small note card that I can give to all of my teachers, and the teachers can fill out on a scale of 1 to 10 how attentive the student was, how much the student learned, who was the most progressive during each week, so that the parents have a comprehensive idea of exactly what the students are learning in each course rather than me having to tell them every single week. And I feel usually Thursdays are the days that I relax a little bit and try to print out new flyers, go run errands, get stuff stocked up for the office, as well as get things ready for my teachers that are coming in to teach on Fridays. Thursdays is the prep day for teachers, so I go and I look at what the students are going to be learning this week, whether it's week 3, week 4, week 5, working of resistors, balloon popping experiment, etc. I go in and I set up all of the kits on all of their desks. Once I finish up setting all the kits, I come back to my office and I come up with a document for the teachers going through exactly what they have to teach, a quick Jeopardy game as review, and then what each of the students are learning during their innovation intensive, so that the teachers have a comprehensive idea of what they exactly have to teach, and if they have any questions, they can always refer back to the guide that I gave them rather than act flustered or confused during the middle of the teaching period. I leave on your neck. I can't believe Luke's actually Nate's actually getting this close.
Well, I think
I'm trying.
he'll get it. He's like 90% now.
Yeah, I think he might be.
You can't even see it because of this though. Because
no balloons pop when it touches fire. But even though there's water in it, it's in a balloon.
So my question to you is, right, do you think the water is still gonna go up in the balloon, or do you thought it's not gonna go anywhere?
And I think it's gonna go down and it's
Okay.
gonna put out the fire
Mhm.
and it's gonna turn into steam and go up.
Steam and go up, nice. Now it comes to Friday, or day 5. Usually, most Fridays are a very hectic time period because I have all of my classes on Fridays. 4:30 to 6:30 after school, I have my older kids class, which is consisting of about 5 students right now. And from 6:30 to 7:30, I have my younger kids class, which consists also about 5 students right now. All of Friday, I get ready preparing for these classes. I call my teachers, I make sure that they're on schedule, make sure that they arrive on time, connect the projectors, make sure everything's working smoothly, see if all the experiments are working, do one final test run of all the experiments before the students come, and then set up all the cameras to record the students doing testimonials, doing puzzles, participating in class, to be used for this week's STRICX STEM Education YouTube channel videos. So Fridays is pretty hectic, but it's pretty worthwhile in the end. And at the end of Friday, after all of the classes ends and I say goodbye to all of the teachers, tell them what next week's course is, I do a quick clean of the office, I wipe down all the desks and make sure everything's good to go for the next week. And then I spend from about I would say 7:38 to about 9:30, 10 working on new videos for this week. One thing that I learned as a young entrepreneur and double startup owner during this gap year is that there's no work hour or time period. Your teachers and your clients and everyone come in during a certain period of time and then they leave during a certain period of time. But as the owner, all the responsibility falls on you. So if your teachers aren't teaching to their best possible ability, if the students aren't learning, if the students are fooling around, it never becomes the fault of the parents, students, or teachers. It's always the administrator's fault in making sure everything runs smoothly. So one thing that I've learned is that back in the day in high school, and even if I do believe I went to college, I would have to work from a certain period of time and learn what the manager says and do everything that I'm supposed to do. But when you're running your own startup, there's no limit on how much you work. Some days I come in at 6 a.m. and leave at 12 midnight, and some days I only have to stay for 2 or 3 hours. So it really depends how much work you're willing to put in for your own startup, and every single put in for your own startup is the amount of hours and profit that you reap in the end of the day. Dedicate towards your own business is just free money in your end in the long run. So I would say that all entrepreneurs should get used to working long hours and be happy working long hours, because if you're upset at what you do, then entrepreneurship and startups is not your real passion. Yeah.
Holy bro. Holy toss.
Guys, hand up. Finally, we get to Saturdays. Saturdays are the days that I like to give myself some time to debrief on how the week was. what I did good and what I did bad, and see what I can improve for next week that I can maximize my time at the office as well as maximize the profits for our students. One way that I've done this is every single Saturday, I message all of the parents saying what the students have learned during that week, and I see if there's any feedback from the parents. Then I use all of the feedback that I get from the parents to then come up with new ways that I can revolutionize the course in order to make everything run as smoothly as possible for the next week. But most Saturdays, I like to invite my friends over to the facility. We throw on a movie, watch South Park, whatever, spend some time from like 8 to 12, midnight, and then just chill at the office, because there's not much time that I ever get to spend with my friends anymore who are at Rutgers. So I always like to invite them over and see what they want to do during these days off so that we can hang out and still have that friendship, camaraderie, competition going, so that I don't feel like I'm completely isolated when running this business. And that's one thing that I think that everyone should keep in mind, is that when I thought that I would run this business and start this, I had the intention that I would become a millionaire within a year, which really isn't the case. I would say that running a startup, and especially being an entrepreneur or taking a gap year, is a double-edged sword. I felt the highest of highs as well as the lowest of lows during my time as a gap year student, and I feel that the more that students realize that taking a gap year isn't a free ticket out of going to college, the better they'll be during this gap year. You should really understand that you have to work maybe even twice, 3 times as hard as what you would be working in college to make sure that this gap year is effective and means something to you.